What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, though? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? Back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Mark Nash. Another one. Y'all know what this is. Y'all know what we're here for. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. Smash the like button on the way into the room. Really helps with the visibility of the show. All right, this is another one of those topics, man, that's really near and dear to my heart. And I love to talk about this with people. Love to talk about this one. So we're going to have some fun with this one. Lunar landings, also known as moon landings. Were they real? Was it a hoax? What do you think? Maybe by the end of this video, some people are going to change their mind. They're going to say it's a hoax. Maybe by the end of this video, some people will say, hey, I believe. I'm a believer, Mark Nash. But regardless, this is going to be fun. Shout out to my boy Shadow Band. What up? AKA D Calico. Oh, yeah. I'm about to be right there with you, Shadow Band. I might get Shadow Band for this one. Who knows? But we got to talk about it, man. Got to talk about it. Like I said, this week is going to be full of topics like this. Yesterday we did the aliens topic. Today is moon landings, and who knows what we do tomorrow. But we got some topics on the docket. We're going to do the hip hop, the murders in hip hop and in music. We're also going to talk about JFK, 9/11. Yeah, super excited about those. So yeah. This gonna be an interesting one. I got some articles and I got some footage here, and I'm gonna play some videos. And yeah, we're gonna have a good conversation. I'm gonna open it up so you guys can tell me what you think, what you believe, and give me your take. All right. So give me 5 minutes. Matter of fact, I don't even need 5 minutes. I ain't even gonna run the long intro. I'm gonna run the short intro. Give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and we're gonna start this show. Again, it's your man Mark Nash breaking beats. And if you want to check the playback, again, the playback is not going to be on the main channel. The playback for these episodes are going to be on the backup channel. All right, so go to Mark Nash Live, MarkNash, Mark Nash Live, if you want to check the playback on these videos. All right, so this should be interesting. So give me 30 seconds. Going to run the short intro. And yeah, we're going to do the neighbors only roll call, and we're going to jump right into it. Let's get it.
This that squad sound.
Yeah. What up, though? What's poppin'? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Mark Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. You already know what we do. We're gonna break down the business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why. Life is serious enough. So we're gonna have a good time with this one, man. He said my phone's dying. Gonna let it charge. I hope to be back. I hope you're back too. Shout out to Gaz, the Gonzarian. Appreciate you. All right. This should be a good one. Let me start off with my neighbors only roll call, because without the neighbors, the show wouldn't be the show at this level. So let me give all the neighbors a big shout out. Let's take it from the top. C Jones 0224. What up, though?
What up?
Sweaty Teddy.
What up?
That guy Clips 330.
What up?
KP from KC5.
What up?
Adam Kelly all the way in Australia. Man, we global, baby.
What up, gangsta?
KP.
What up?
T.
What up?
Matt Wade.
What up?
Kevin Brower.
What up?
Puro.
What up?
Juan Davila.
What up?
DJ.
What up?
Karma Serene.
What up?
Kansas City Mac.
What up?
Ill Status Boxing.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What up?
Tank the Sweet Science Examiner.
What up?
Beyond and Above Media.
What up?
Pittsburgh T.
What up?
Juan Epoxy Magic.
What up?
SF City Slicker.
What up?
I Know Boxing.
What up?
Stephen Bateman all the way in Australia. We got another one.
What up? gangsta?
Deuce Times,
What up?
Boxing Lounge,
What up?
It's Mex,
What up?
Mike from Boston,
What up?
Rider of the Storm,
What up?
Hitter There,
What up?
Miss Queen Returns, aka Miss Queen Sunkissed,
What up?
Taylor Bell,
What up?
Maddie Yoel,
What up?
C. Jones 0224,
What up?
Cliff Bailey,
What up?
Con Shonery,
What up?
Lisa Bells,
What up?
Cooking with the Champ,
What up?
on the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr.,
What up?
True Media Today USA Boxing, Coach Malachi
What
Williams,
up, gangsta?
HLD,
What up?
Cooking with Sir Senior,
What up?
Brandon Washington,
What up?
Born Supreme,
What up?
Lady Shan Dundum Season,
What up?
Dub Right Side,
What up?
D Bevel the Champ,
What up?
and of course the big fish himself, my good brother Derek Lincoln.
What up, gangsta?
All right. Yeah, man. Y'all know what this is, man. This ain't gonna be for the faint of heart. Hey, look, and by the end of this, hey, look, some of y'all probably be like, man, this nigga Mark Nash is crazy. He's crazy. I'm crazy as a fox, baby. Crazy as a fox. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. He said, I'm gonna change mine too, Mark Nash, but I'm listening, homie. All right. We're gonna get into it, man. By the way, I got a survey in the chat. Got a survey in the chat asking you guys and ladies, of course, what do you believe? Do you believe in lunar landings? Do you believe we went to the moon? Now, some people are going to say, yeah, man, why would the government lie? They ain't got no reason to lie about this stuff. Remind you of the times, too. The times where this was happening, it was definitely a space race. It was definitely a space race during that time. And it was trying to catch up with the Russians. Basically, they had Sputnik up there. These guys were moving at a rapid pace across the pond. America was behind, failing miserably at all aspects of this space race. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to make sure I got the link out there early for anybody who want to join the conversation. I'm going to make sure I got the phone number out there on the screen. So if anybody want to jump into the conversation with your man, Mark Nash, doors always open. All right. Shout out to he said good weed out again. yeah, good shit. We gotta weed them out, man. Gotta weed them out. Everybody ain't gonna make it, right? Let me take it from the top. Now, I, for years, like many of you, just believed what my government told me, thinking they had no reason to tell me otherwise. But then as I got older, I started thinking to myself, I was like, man, we used to go back and forth to the damn moon like we forgot something at the corner store. You know what I'm saying? You know how you go to the corner store, be like, damn, forgot to get the switches. Damn, forgot to get some gas. My wife told me to bring her a fudge round little Debbie cake. But we haven't, you notice we haven't been back to the moon and walked on the moon since a certain president was in the office. Anybody know? Anybody want to tell me in the chat? I'll take a minute for the crowd. Yeah, we just getting started. It's gonna be a good one, yo. Does anybody know when the last time we went to the moon? Nixon was the last time. Somebody just texted me. He said PBC doing sneaky links. Somebody said, remember Keith Burton? Oh, nah, man. I ain't going to talk about that tonight. I ain't going to talk about it. I'll talk about that stuff tomorrow if I need to. I haven't seen, people are asking me about what I'm going to do about the, am I going to do some conversation about the Spence and Thurman? Not tonight. I'm going to let y'all YouTube daddy, everybody do whatever they want to do today. It's not official enough for me, but I will do a conversation about it, though. But I'm going to do it in a different way from everybody else doing theirs. I'm going to give y'all, I don't even want to say it because I don't want nobody to steal my idea. But y'all going to love it. I'm going to put together a little pre-recording video for y'all tomorrow. All right? Shout out to Wani Poxy Magic. He said, I believe people landed on the moon, but that group didn't make it back. Instead, Neil and his group made it back. Whoa. Now that's a different theory right there. I have heard something similar to that. Let me give you the drop, Juan. Thanks for supporting the show in a major way. God knows we need it, bro, because this video cannot be monetized for what we're talking about tonight. So thank you for keeping the lights on.
I got 5 on it.
Now, what was that? Okay, so Nixon. Nixon was the last time. Ironically, Nixon was the guy who got impeached and got his ass up out of office too, right? So that's neither here nor there. But keep that in mind, that his name was Tricky Dick. He was a sneaky guy, man. He was a sneaky guy. But we'll get into that. I got a couple of videos and clips, and I just want to pose a couple questions to you guys. How did they all of a sudden get so great at moon landing? And why don't they go back to the moon? If it was so important back then, why did they just say, all right, now we're not even going to the moon anymore? Now somebody was like, oh, because it wasn't making no money, it wasn't profitable. I mean, it wasn't profitable from the jump. Why did we go? Why did we stop going? I'm gonna play this clip, and I got a couple clips from this movie. It's definitely a good ass movie. It's a documentary. It's called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. I'm gonna challenge y'all to check it out. But it's the director and the producer is a guy named Bart Sibrel. He was on Joe Rogan. I'm gonna play some of those clips as well. He's very convincing, man. I ain't gonna lie. He was very convincing. Very convincing. So I'm gonna play this clip. Shout out to Reggie O. What up, man? Shout out to Clips in the building. All right, look, let me share my screen so y'all will know what I mean when I say these things. Now, the reason why I have trouble believing we went to the moon is just some things I just can't explain, and nobody's been able to explain it to me. Little backstory. Let's jump through and look at some of these failures that was happening first. Let me see where we at.
To the moon to retrieve the first soil sample from.
I remember it was I forgot what country it was. I don't know if y'all remember this. It was a country that the United States gifted them a moon rock. It's supposed to have been a moon rock that came back from the moon, and these people tested it years and decades later. Come to find out, it's just petrified bullshit. It's not a moon rock. It's right here from Earth. Yeah, it was petrified wood. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Calico. It wasn't even a real moon rock. Technology had changed since they gifted the moon rock to the person, and now these people are testing it, and they're like, hold up, this ain't even a real moon rock. How do you explain that? I don't know. Put a case on it. We're gonna be putting a lot of cases on this shit tonight, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's go to this first clip right here. And again, appreciate everybody pulling up. Whether you believe or whether you don't believe in this, it's all good. You can voice your opinion. You can pull up. You can call in. Oh, make sure I got the phone line open. My battery charged up. Man, I hate when I don't have my... Damn, I'm only at 16%. God. Got to charge the phone up, man. I'll open this other phone line. Do this for me. If somebody test this phone line real quick for me. Make sure the shit working. 1766. Somebody test this phone line for me. If you can, I really appreciate it. Let me know if they can hear the audience out there. 404. I'm gonna put the number on the screen. I just need somebody to test the line for me. I ain't gonna hold you too long. You ain't gotta say nothing but Martin Nash. I'm just checking the line for you. Just need to see if the audience can hear y'all. And if we can do that, we'll be good. Shout out to D Style. He says some Saudi investment group bought WWE. What? It's over? Vince McMahon sold it? Damn, I ain't even know that. All right. We'll talk about it. Damn, I ain't even know that. Shout out to my guy D Style. I got a good channel over there too. Check out D Styles. I think I paneled with him once. Also, we paneled together on the Boxing Voice before. So yeah, cool dude right here. Definitely knows his stuff. Shout out to my guy D Styles. Mike Big Boxing in the building. Calico's in the building. Calico's on the panel. All right, let me check this call real quick, Calico. Let me know if y'all can hear this guy. Let me see.
Mic check. What's going on?
908, you on the line. What's your name? Where you from?
It's Lisa B.
Hey, Calico, can you hear Miss Lisa?
Yeah, I hear.
You're gonna cut my TV down.
I can hear you. I just need to make sure
I hear Lisa.
Cool. Thank you so much, Lisa, for testing the line for me. Real quick, do you believe in moonlanders? You think we went, or you don't know? Or you like yes, no, on the fence?
I only knew what I was taught. I never really studied it, but this is interesting. That's why I'm listening.
All right. It's gonna get even more interesting. Check it out, all right?
Oh yeah. Last night was interesting, so I'm here.
Thank you, sister. Thank you for your time and energy. And thanks for supporting the show in a major way.
No problem. Anytime, my brothers.
I'm gonna hold you to it now. She said anytime. I'm gonna hold you to it tomorrow.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
peace.
be there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right.
Peace.
Inshallah, I'll be there.
All right. Yeah, right. I know that's right. If God wills it. If Allah wills it.
Yeah,
Thank you. All right.
definitely.
Yes, ma'am. All right, good call. Shout out to Lisa. So we got the phone lines up, even with a dead battery. Look at God. All right, boom. Let's jump right into this. Calico, before I play this first clip, what's your take on moon landings? Did we go? Did we not go? You believe? You don't believe? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's all a hoax, and we're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chop it up, dissect it.
Okay. All right, let's jump into, first and foremost, it was a lot of failures with this moon landing at the beginning. A lot of people forget that. Let's play some of these clips. Let's see how they feel. Let's look at all these failures that out of nowhere, and then they figured it out. Let's just look at some of these failures. Here we go. Boom. Blew that one up. This one's gonna go up and right back over. Yeah, just look at that. Boom, boom. Oh no, this one ain't gonna make it neither. This one is not gonna make it. Oh no, what's gonna happen with here? Oh, damn it. What is this? What's going on here? Yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Just wasting millions and billions of dollars. Just trying. Oh, this one just gonna fall right back down. Calico, what the hell was going on in America? They just trying their best. They couldn't get it.
Bro, man, NASA would tell you that they literally lost the technology to go to the moon.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
They lost they took apart the rover. The rover is gone. They don't know what happened to it. Have you ever seen this movie, this documentary called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon? You ever seen this?
I don't think so, but I definitely seen the footage, you know, of the entire footage of them going to the moon. And I seen that it was you know, it was fake. You feel me? Like the moon was basically painted on the window type of thing. You know
yeah, I got that clip where they just do like a crescent thing. Like they basically put a piece of, they was in low Earth orbit. They went up in space. They just didn't leave low Earth orbit.
Yeah.
So they put something over the, oh man, we about to get right into it. Let me skip ahead. So these are, if you guys are looking on the screen, these are a bunch of failures that they was trying to get to the moon, and it just, look at it, all these different types of rockets. It's just not working. They just can't figure it out. Mm-hmm.
Looks like Project Fishbowl.
What's that? What's Project Fishbowl?
If you pull up Project Fishbowl, it's gonna be a government project.
Put a link for it in the private chat. So I don't want to lose where I'm at right here.
Yeah, I'm just telling right quick though, as far as you know, Project Fishbowl, like the government in the 50s, they went ahead and created all of these missiles, you know, sort of like rockets and stuff, and was shooting them to the top of the sky to see if they could, you know, penetrate the dome. And for almost like 8 to 10 years of shooting rockets, not one of them ever made it out. You know what I'm saying? So not one rocket ever left this, you know, this atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that was before the moon landing and all that kind of stuff. So they know they can't even go that far. Like they've never crossed the Van Allen radiation belts.
Boom. So let's fast forward to that. I'm glad you brought it up. That's the biggest thing right there for me. Now, who's Vern? This a lot of people don't know this guy. This is Werner von Braun. Do you? I'm sure you know who he is, right?
Yeah, Werner von Braun.
Tell the people who he was, because he was not a good guy. America brought him over and propped him up. This was a whole nother. People thought back then this was a lie. This is a lie, and come to find out, this is true. I think it was this Operation? Was this Paperclip?
Operation Paperclip, where the Nazis became NASA.
Yeah, the Nazis. They kept the best Nazis. How about that?
Yeah, they did. Yep.
They kept the best ones, the smartest, the brightest, the richest ones were able to not go to trial, come to America. Some of them went to Argentina. It's a lot of those Nazis in Argentina too. All right, boom. Let's go to these Van Allen radiation belts. Let's just get to some of the reasons, like not just my feelings. I'm just play some science for you guys and tell me what y'all think. Play some audio.
Astronauts, some previous. Finally, the retinas of their closed eyes.
They're gonna talk about these Van Allen radiation belts. Let's watch this.
Though more advanced, only sent an unmanned probe to the moon.
They said they sent an unmanned probe.
To add additional tonnage in the form of a lead barrier completely surrounding the crew members would have made it impossible for the vehicle to get off the ground. That is why the Soviets, though more advanced, only sent an unmanned probe to the moon. The Apollo spacecraft.
So the Soviets were more advanced, but they didn't even send a ship up there. Even when you talk about how they had to leave the moon, like the perfect meth down to 0.00 decimals, because their spaceship kept orbiting. They didn't just lift off and fly back from the moon. They lifted off from the moon, connected to another vehicle that was orbiting the moon. And I don't know, they're going to tell you about, let's just say 200 miles per hour. You connect to something moving 200 miles per hour, bro. All right, we're going to talk about it. Let's play this clip.
Craft's narrowest shielding was less than 1/8 of an inch of light aluminum. In 1990,
so is 1/8 of an inch of aluminum is their space shuttle. That's not going to protect them from the Van Allen radiation belts. Let's go.
Shielding was less than 1/8 of an inch, altitude of 350 miles, one of its highest altitudes ever, hundreds of miles below the beginning of a field of radiation that was so severe that the astronauts inside of their shielded spacecraft and inside of their shielded spacesuits saw flashes of light with their eyes shut that they described as shooting stars, due to radiation penetrating first the shuttle's shielding, then their spacesuit shielding, then their skulls, and finally the retinas of their closed eyes. As a result, CNN issued the following report, noting NASA's unpredicted surprise. The radiation belt surrounding Earth may be more dangerous for spacewalking astronauts than previously believed.
Watch this.
Scientists say the phenomena known as the Van Allen belts can spawn killer electrons when the Earth's magnetic field changes. These electrons that are being studied could have an important effect, not only on satellites, which has happened in the past, but could also affect the astronauts by creating large doses of radiation that could influence their health. The electrons can penetrate through various materials, including spacesuits, and can pass through, in fact, the walls of the space station, and can create high charges deep inside of these objects.
React to that. That's what we're talking about. They can't get through damn Van Allen radiation. For me, a lot of the argument for this shit stopped and begin and stops with these Van Allen radiation belts. For me personally. That's why a lot of this stuff begins and ends.
Definitely on the scientific level.
Really fast. I was like, bro, it's miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. I don't think
it surrounds the Earth. Yeah, it surrounds the Earth. You can't leave. You know what I'm saying? You can't leave Earth without crossing the Van Allen radiation belts.
No, you can leave Earth. You just can't leave lower Earth orbit.
You can leave lower orbit. But I'm saying, like, you can't make it to the moon. In between the moon and Earth is the Van Allen radiation belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not going to get there.
Flying low, because we have space stations, because people like, Martin Nash, we got space stations. Like, those people are in low Earth orbit. They have not left this, they haven't got past this, if you can see on the screen, we only can go about into this red area right here. We can't go past this yellow stuff yet. They even tried to send up a nuclear weapon to think they're gonna blow a hole through. That's how stupid we were back in the 60s and 70s. Like, let's shoot a rocket up there, a nuclear weapon, and see if we can just blow a hole in it. Stupid. All right, let's play some more of this.
President Kennedy, a man of political, not science, just days after America's first astronaut had spent a mere 16 minutes in space.
Let's work on that.
Just days after America's first astronaut had spent a mere 16 minutes in space, not even achieving a single orbit around the Earth.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing.
Yeah, he wanted to be great.
Risk by making it in full view of the world. But as shown by the feat of astronaut Shepard, this very risk.
Look at LBJ in the back scratching shoulder. Like, man, we're gonna have to kill this nigga. Yo.
Hey, look like he reaching for it. Look like he reaching for it. If he said the wrong thing, he says the wrong thing, I'll clap him right now.
Yo, he throwing signs.
Enhances our stature.
Yeah, he's sending that message.
All right, so look.
The United States, and might use this advantage to launch a first nuclear strike.
So they were scared that the Russians were good. We're winning the space race. This is them sending them. This the Russians sending the monkey up.
First man in space, then North America. When they also put the first astronaut, there was grave concern that
So this is my first thing. When people say, well, Mark, why would they fake it? This is why. Listen to this.
The Soviet Union launched mankind's first satellite, Sputnik, in 1957. There was grave concern that they had mastered space ahead of the United States and might use this advantage to launch a first nuclear strike from an orbit high above North America. When they also put the first animal in space, then the first man in space, then achieved the first spacewalk, the first crew of 3, and the first ever of 2 simultaneously orbiting spacecrafts, concern turned to fear and then horror as America watched their communist enemy achieve all these firsts with no hope in sight of ever catching up.
React to that. React to that. That's what it is, bro. They was like, yo, they blowing us out the water and they might kill us one day. These are our enemies. They are in space. They can float over us and drop a bomb on us. People were scared. There's a lot of pressure on the politicians, you know?
For real.
All right. You want okay. Go ahead, Calico.
Nah, that's kind of fire though. You know that I didn't even really realize that the Russians truly did make it. They just sent an unmanned vehicle.
Yeah, they sent a probe up there.
And eventually they sent the monkey. They sent the monkey into the Van Allen radiation belts. Eventually, also.
Yeah. Now I did see this one thing now, and it was very sad to see. It was talking about all these people that the Russians probably did send up there that just never came back, and they just didn't tell people. But they were sending people up there.
Wow.
Trying to there, and I can believe it. I can definitely believe that. It was people that was just coming up missing, and they were if you look at these old pictures, they pretty much took them out the picture, like almost like, nah, he was never in our space program, but it's old pictures of him, and then you can see another picture where pretty much they just been airbrushed out, like Back to the Future. You know how they just took Marty McFly and the people was disappearing out of pictures. It was like that.
Yep.
All right. Hello, one second. Let me play some more of this.
President to Russia in the space field. I suppose he speaks to a lot of others. What is the prospect that we will catch up with Russia and perhaps surpass Russia in the...
Look at them. They pressuring the president. Look at this.
And, a member of Congress said today that he was tired of seeing the United States second to Russia in the space field. I suppose he speaks to a lot of others. What is the prospect that we will catch up with Russia and perhaps surpass Russia in this field?
However tired anybody may be, and no one is more tired than I am, it is a fact that it's going to take some time, and I think we have to recognize it. They secured these large boosters, which have led to their being first in Sputnik and led to their first putting their man in space. We are, I hope, going to be able to carry out our efforts with due regard to the problem of the life of the man involved this year, but we are behind.
We behind, and all of nowhere we just passed everybody. So let's fast forward now. For some people say, man, they wouldn't fake this. This I like how they put this in here. The United States have been using deception and war for years, and I think this is another one. Check this out.
And misinformation as a method to achieve victory. In World War II, for example, columns of inflatable tanks were placed at locations afar from Normandy to draw German forces away from the real location of invasion.
Did you see that? It's a fake tank. It's just blown up to look like a tank. These dudes are flipping it over. It's a big ass balloon, Calico. Look at this. It's a big ass balloon. They put a bunch of big ass balloons that look like fake tanks just to thwart the enemy. Check
to achieve victory. In World War II, for example, columns of
matter of fact, I've seen this video.
Afar from Normandy to draw German forces away from the real location of invasion.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Bro, they'll get our mind right with some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a riot, like some George Floyd type shit, and they put them right there, man, we'll be shook up.
Yeah, look at that tank, bro. It looks like a real tank. Until you see people flipping it over like a big ass balloon, like a big ass jump house. Ain't nothing but a big ass jump house.
Yep.
Let's play some more. All right, let's play some more.
From the real location of invasion. The Star Wars missile defense program rigged tests to make it seem more advanced than it really was. That's the conclusion of the General Accounting Office. The aim was to fool the Soviet Union about U.S. military readiness during the Cold War.
That's all it is. To make you think we're more ready than we really are. So let's fast forward through some more of this.
Billions of dollars. If it failed to achieve its goal with such an investment, it would indeed be a large and bitter pill for the taxpayers to swallow. The cost of the program, whose sole goal was to be the first to plant a flag on the lifeless rock just outside the Earth, if adjusted for inflation to the 21st century, was $135 billion.
Stop. That's another reason why they could have and might have faked it. $135 billion spent on this. And that was, come on, Calico.
Man, I've been exposed to stuff like this for years, man. I'm talking about, bro, on that same supposed to be how many billion? $115 billion.
135 billion.
Man, bro, you got duct tape. You got some shit that look like a lawn chair in that motherfucker. I'm talking about, bro. The what you call them? The Little Rascals did a better job with these soapbox cars, brother. I'm not lying to you. If we would have gave the Little Rascals $1 million budget, they would have peed on that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real.
Okay. We'll play some more of this. Play some more.
With a profit margin of just 7%, this would be equal
Profit margin. You won't make no money for this.
to over $9 billion profit going to the privileged contractors chosen by their friends at NASA.
So somebody made some money.
Yep. That's crazy. $9
Some
billion.
people made some, yeah.
If the machinery was in fact
Yeah.
only achieving Earth orbit, as other earlier missions had already done, then the completion and functionality of the other components would not have been as important, and even more profit would have been made. $135 billion.
Yeah, it could have fed a lot of people. So boom. So Kennedy's gonna get killed. And that's LBJ's gonna step up. He's dealing with Vietnam and all this other shit. So that's the pause on this. And then Nixon's gonna come in.
Turned to the Manhattan Project for comparison. Surreptitiously building the first nuclear bomb during the early to mid-1940s, this proved. Just 1 year before the first mission to the moon, NASA launched the Tetra satellite, specifically designed to simulate flight data coming from the moon.
Now here we go. Now this is what they started doing when they started saying where they got flight data, but they had something to simulate the flight data already.
The know of a large clandestine operation. Just 1 year before the first mission to the moon, NASA launched the Tetra satellite, specifically designed to simulate flight data coming from the moon, so that the ground crews could rehearse the landing, much as the astronauts did in their own simulations. Had it not supposedly fallen back to Earth, all that would have been needed during the actual flight would be a repeat of one of these computer programs with a few original variations.
See that? So if they fail, they can just use that old information from the flight data. I'm telling you, man, this shit is blowing my mind. This shit blowing my mind. I know some people probably thinking, Martin Nash, you crazy as hell. I ain't even got to the meat yet.
Transmitted to the satellite for rebroadcast to Houston. Scores of computers and their deceived operators on the ground would then receive prearranged information, including the alleged location, altitude, and fuel consumption of the spacecraft, as if it were descending to the moon's surface. If the Soviets tried to find the actual location of an Apollo crew in the hundreds of thousands of miles surrounding the Earth and the moon, it would be tantamount to trying to find a rowboat in the Atlantic Ocean. The fact that the Apollo program was so departmentalized, with various construction and test sites around the country, meant that only a few people saw the whole picture. And for the first time ever, there was no independent press coverage.
No independent press coverage of this one. All the other ones we had independent press coverage. The only press that got to see, because people said, hey, I saw it on TV, it's real. What you saw was a feed that we sent you, and basically you only seeing what we holding the camera to the screen
of such an historical event.
Watch this.
Whatever pictures and sound were distributed to the public was strictly controlled and previewed by the federal government.
Now look, back then, man, all these color cameras everywhere. They gave us this grainy ass footage.
And sound were disseminated unchecked until this hour. For who would realize that the unthinkable was not only possible, but absolutely true?
Yeah, look at this crescent thing. Look what's going on over there. What happened right there, Calico? What's going on with the screen? Oh, now it's perfect again.
Yeah. That's my favorite part.
What do they tell us?
All right, let's go.
Information on site at the agency's.
They're gonna question these pictures. I've heard a lot of people talking about these shadows.
This one.
All right, let's rewind a little bit. Look at this.
Those just could have been expediently taken. Also surprising is the scarcity of photographs of the mission's chief pioneer, Neil Armstrong, the greatest achievement in human history, and of the man whose first step echoed around the world, dawning a new age of scientific enlightenment. There is only one full-body picture of him on the moon, besides this ghostly reflection. This one, taken by an automatic camera mounted on the side of the lunar module. Perhaps he feared liability should the whole conundrum later become unraveled. Perhaps he has forgotten that he attested to the authenticity.
Why couldn't they talk about this? Like, these guys should have been everywhere doing interviews everywhere. Why couldn't they talk about the moon mission? Why not? Why was this? I mean, it was a successful mission. It was public. We see you went up there. Why couldn't they talk about the moon missions? Why was it so secret, even after it was, I guess you can say, successful? Why not? All right, play some more of this.
The event with his.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Calico.
I was just gonna say, like we ride motorcycles with you know, a black shield. You know what I'm saying? But the astronauts got the clearest old, you know, fishbowl glass over their heads. You know what I'm saying? Like, there would have been something for UV protection the same way a motorcycler, his helmet has a shade to the, you know what I'm saying, to the glass. So basically, you know, the astronauts would have been in all black, doing whatever, you know, in whatever kind of protection they needed to block those UVs coming from that Van Allen. But yeah, they capped. It's all capped.
All right, let's play.
His signature on this plaque engraved by the federal government. In fact, in the more than 30 years since the event, aside from NASA's initial press conference and the occasional brief anniversary remarks where few questions were permitted, he has never given one on-camera interview to anyone.
Come on, bro.
Ever.
You did that initial briefing. They brought him out for a couple things. I remember this too, when he said remove one of truth's layers. One of the, you know, I mean, he spoke in code when he was talking to young scientists. I can play some stuff for you when they was talking about like we're gonna go to the, George Bush was talking like we're going to the moon like we've never been there. Some astronauts talking about, yeah, we up here working on this other stuff so we can finally get, basically we can go to the moon. And I'm like, y'all been there before. Bro, this is the only thing that bothers me about the moon landings, right? Technology doesn't go backwards, bro. It only goes forward. So if you can get there back then, you should be able to get there a lot easier now. Your phone is the perfect example. Look at your camera. You get what I'm saying? Technology goes forward. So if you can go to something like whatever technology you had in the 60s is way better or either obsolete in 2023, it's obsolete. They don't even pop popcorn the same way they used to pop popcorn in the 60s. Hello? You don't even pop popcorn the same way. You don't use your phone the same way. Your TV has changed. Your satellite has changed. The cars have changed. Your home has changed. Air conditioning, microphones, any piece of technology in the world has improved since the 60s. You're just not stagnant. I'm just curious, man. I know I'm going to lose some people on this one. People going to be like, she said confidential information. What confidential information, Lisa? It was a public mission. He can't do one interview. You're supposed to be the most famous person in the world. I think they can't talk about some of that stuff because you might say the wrong thing. You might get tripped up. We build on information like Food Revolution says. Look how long, look at the telephone. Thank you. I'm just saying, it's blowing my mind. Let me give my boy the drop. He said, but why lie so much about us landing on the moon? Real issue is being hidden. I'm gonna tell you why. In my opinion,
I got 5 on it.
It's one of America's greatest achievements. It stands us out from everybody else in the world, every other country in the world. Also, it makes you a superpower. When America went to the moon that day, a superpower was born. Was born. We were the only country already who had dropped a atomic bomb on anybody. Now we at the moon. Shit, y'all better leave them alone. Y'all better leave them alone. I think the deception, they don't want the American public to lose faith in their government. And once that lie is told, you just got to keep it going. That's my opinion, though. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. Once that lie is told like that, you just got to keep it rolling. Let me play some more of this. Let's play some more. Shout out to HLD in the building. What up, bro?
He has never given one on-camera interview to anyone, ever. From an analytical standpoint, photographic anomalies have to be sought out with an understanding of lighting and shadows. The most straightforward is simple. When objects are lit solely by the sun, as all the scenes on the moon were said to be, after all, lighting equipment was not only impractical, it was unnecessary in bright sunlight, then all shadows, regardless of the landscape, will run parallel with one another.
Uh-oh. Talking about the shadows, right? You see this, right? This is, okay. Why these shadows going a different way, though? Like, okay.
Bright sunlight, then all shadows, regardless of the landscape, will run parallel with one another and never intersect, as shown by this example. In these seldom seen photographs, obtained from a rarely used auxiliary NASA archival site, it is clear that these scenes were lit with artificial light. These shadows, which are cast at different angles, are evidence that a second light source is being used. In addition, the sun would not cause an isolated hotspot like this, only an artificial light would.
The sun wouldn't cause that spot, is what they're saying.
Again, intersecting shadows and another hotspot. And again. And again. It is simply impossible for this picture to have been taken with sunlight on the moon. Here, the shadows are shown to be as black as pitch. And yet here, completely in a shadow, the astronaut is lit up like a Christmas tree.
He lit up in the shadow. But over here, this rock is dark as hell. But he's lit up in the shadow. Right? Okay.
How can this be? Or this, on the shadow side of the lunar module. In this magnification of an Apollo photograph, a rock, very likely a papier-mâché prop because of the crease here, is categorized with the letter C. In later releases of the same picture, the letter is gone.
Come on, bro.
Probably airbrushed out.
It's gone now. It's gone now. Sneed, what up? Sneed, what up? It's called reflective light. No, it ain't.
Here, a crosshair, which was burned directly into the image from the film plate, and thus should always appear on top of the objects in the photograph, appears behind the object in this scene, clearly
How is it behind that object?
revealing a composite of two pictures into one. Someone apparently forgot to create a burn crater underneath the lunar module's 10,000-pound thrust engine, despite the fact that during ground tests, there was a real concern for the vehicle falling into the hole the engine created as it descended. Here is a depiction based on the latest specifications and scientific data. In these enlargements, it looks as though the lunar module was simply placed there, not even one speck of moon dust on the landing pod.
How you get all the moon dust off, Calico? Like, people just placed it there. Come on, bro. I'm just saying, it's blowing my mind a little bit. Calico, you want to react to any of this? This is blowing my mind, bro. All right, I think we lost him. We'll come back to him.
As a result, all subsequent flights had to have the same discrepancy, which was explained away by the effect of no atmosphere. And what
But if there's no atmosphere, how that flag waving like that?
about stars? On the moon, with no atmosphere, they must have been quite a sight to behold. Yet there is seldom any mention of them, if ever, by any of the astronauts.
No stars.
Atmosphere.
Watch this.
And what about stars?
Where are the stars?
On the moon, with no atmosphere, they must have been quite a sight to behold. Yet there is seldom any mention of them, if ever, by any of the astronauts on any of the missions.
Why not?
Undoubtedly, creating a mural with all the constellations properly placed in the sky would have been virtually impossible to create accurately, much less realistically. A competent amateur astronomer would have been able to call attention to the slightest error in measurement.
Exactly. That's why they couldn't put them stars in that. I think they couldn't put the stars in that because if you put the stars in it, like they said, even an amateur astronomer would be able to say, hey, this is not right. The painting looks beautiful, but this is not right with the measurement. Somebody said this was made in Disney Studios. Come on, iTop. Come on now. I heard of that too. I heard that theory too. Walt Disney was involved. He made it a show. The greatest place on earth. Magical. He made it magical. Even the colors that they use, like they make with the placement of the cameras. Yeah, he made it a show. Made it beautiful. Let's play some more of this.
The answer? Not to talk about the stars. Ever.
Never.
In their post-flight press conference, it was the only question to which Neil Armstrong responded with an absence of memory.
He don't remember. I do not recall.
When you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period.
Oh, that I don't recall was so precise. I don't recall. Beautiful. Beautiful. They still that's they one right there. I don't recall.
In spite of the glare.
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see. I don't remember seeing any.
Years later, though, Michael Collins would
My man said, I don't remember seeing any. Look how he looked
I
up.
don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see. I don't remember seeing any.
Look, you saw how quick he snapped his head, like, boy, what you talking for?
Years later, though, Michael Collins would remember seeing the elusive stars and wrote about them in Expeditions to the Moon.
See?
It seems his memory improved the older he got.
How he remember the stars in his book, but he couldn't remember at the press conference. I'm just saying, man. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. I'm just that he said we heard him say that, and in his book he said he described them beautifully.
Why don't stars appear in any of the photographs? Simply because the proper, mostly closed exposure setting for the camera's iris, set that way to compensate for the bright sunlight on the moon's surface, completely diminished the faintness of relatively distant specks of diminutive light. This answer is true. It does not, however, explain why they never took any pictures of the stars by themselves, with an exposure setting perfect for them. While they took 3 automobiles to the moon, they never took a photographic telescope. Had they done so, they would have been able to see farther into the universe than had ever before been realized.
Wow. Did you hear that? Y'all done brought some dome buggies up here. But then bring a telescope?
Had they done so, automobiles to the moon, they never took a photographic telescope. Had they done so, they would have been able to see farther into the universe than had ever before been realized. If they had taken a telescope and were not actually on the moon, they would have had to concoct undiscovered galaxies that might one day prove to be non-existent.
Some shit you can't fake. Some shit you got to leave it alone. If you try to fake certain shit, you know, you might get caught up. Shout out to Juan Epoxy Magic. Let me give him a drop. Thanks for supporting the show in a major way. Family.
I got 5 on it, 5 on it.
He said PBS did a study of the current science points to humans have never left Earth's atmosphere, published in 2019. And that's what we was talking about. Leo, low Earth orbit. We've never gotten through a human through the Van Allen radiation belts. And if so, why haven't we been back since then? Phone lines are open. If you want to challenge me on this, you got a different opinion, you want to just voice your opinion, it don't have to be a debate. You can just voice your opinion, and I'll let you go. But if you want to voice your opinion, the number is boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Make sure I got the phone number out there. Put the phone number on the screen if you want to call in and voice your opinion. And shout out to Juan Epoxy Magic. Shout out to Juan Epoxy Magic. Thank you so much for supporting this stream tonight, bro.
I got 5 on it, 5 on it.
All right, boom. So the phone number is right there, 404-692-1766, 404-692-1766. It's Mark Nash. I got my boy D Calico in the building. They brought dune buggies, but no telescope. All right, let's play some more of this. Play some more of this. I want to play this. They got an audio part in here too. When they play this, I'm gonna skip some of this because it's a lot.
The cost of the 3 moon rovers in 21st century currency? Nearly $60 million each, though they had fewer parts than a Jeep. Where was all this money going? Then there's the flag, blowing in the wind, at least twice, on the atmosphereless moon. We can only guess that most of the missions were staged inside for fear of possible aerial or satellite reconnaissance from an unfriendly nation. The backpacks, designed for 1/6 gravity, must have had the cooling systems removed to allow for movement without falling over. With very near and hot studio lighting, that left one hot astronaut inside. Assuming that it was the astronauts inside, after all, their faces were always covered. The necessary mammoth amounts of air conditioning were probably responsible for the air current. Here the editor cuts to a still shot of the flag, just as the effect becomes noticeable. Here it is unchecked. This rare clip, attained decades ago, was never re-released with the inevitable increase in experience and scrutiny. To demonstrate 1/6 gravity, re-released with the inevitable This rare clip, attained decades ago, was never re-released with the inevitable increase in experience and scrutiny.
They never re-released that clip. They put that shit out once and left it alone.
To demonstrate 1/6 gravity, a bouncy, floaty feel to the astronauts' movements would be similarly achieved with relative simplicity. Slow motion. You are viewing the scenes as they aired more than 30 years ago.
Check this out, yo. And this is how it looked 30 years ago.
With the inevitable increase in experience and
Let
scrutiny.
me put it at right.
To demonstrate 1/6 gravity, a bouncy, floaty feel to the astronauts' movements would be similarly achieved with relative simplicity. Slow motion. You are viewing the scenes as they aired more than 30 years ago. Now let's look at them with the speed doubled. It becomes discernible that they are, in fact, in Earth's gravity.
You almost see through the guy at one point. Do you notice that? The guy almost looked transparent. Like he bouncing. What is going on here, yo?
To demonstrate 1/6 gravity, a bouncy, floaty feel to the astronauts' movements would be similarly achieved with relative simplicity.
Like right there, you can see through him. Do you see that? You can see that whatever that light or whatever that line is behind him, but it's through him now. It's like he's transparent.
Slow motion. You are viewing the scenes as they aired more than 30 years ago. Now let's look at them with the speed doubled.
It's crazy.
It becomes discernible that they are, in fact, in Earth's gravity and are no more leaving the ground than they would on Earth. It is clear from these...
Blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. Let me see what else is up here. It's
forced to shoot the images second generation
no, watch this.
On their mission. Yet the only pictures broadcast live from the moon's surface were these from a low-definition black and white camera. In fact, the net...
Look, they had all these good cameras back then. Look at this. But this the shot they're going to give you.
It is clear from these rarely seen color television pictures that the crew of Apollo 11 brought a high-resolution color video camera with them on their mission. Yet the only pictures broadcast live from the moon's surface were these from a low-definition black and white camera. In fact, the networks complained because in addition to this, they were forced to shoot the images second generation off of a projection TV of the technology of 30 years ago and were not even allowed to take a direct feed, which further degraded the quality and clarity of the images.
Wow. So basically, we're going to use a low-grade camera, put it on a projector, and you don't get no feed. You just got to point your camera at the projector on some bootleg shit.
Perhaps this was precisely what NASA...
This is some bootleg shit, man, for all these billions to be spent on this. This is some bootleg shit, man. I'm just saying. You can even see through this guy right here, yo.
And the federal government had in mind. After all, it was a first, regardless of where they were. Better to open up their debut mission with fuzzy pictures and numerous blackouts, rather than show too much revealing detail of a false scene that was yet unproven. And finally, the element that seals their fate.
Watch this. Now, this is crazy.
Of all the footage of Apollo 11 requested from NASA over a 5-year period, one gem was discovered just before the completion of this documentary. An old reel received by mistake.
Here we go. This film of Apollo mission was produced as a report film by the Manned Spacecraft Center and is not for general public distribution. Well, we got it now. Have y'all seen this before? Have y'all seen this clip I'm about to play? Some people have seen it. Calico, I know you've seen it because you said, man, this is my favorite part earlier. Shout out to G Funky in the building. All right, let's play it. Nobody said nothing. Have y'all seen this clip yet? All right, watch this.
It contains the raw or unedited footage of the crew of Apollo 11, Michael Collins, Edwin Aldrin Jr., and Neil Armstrong, staging part of their mission for nearly an hour in living color, with exceptionally clear behind-the-scenes audio of conversations discussing the techniques used to achieve a disingenuous picture depicting the Earth at a distance.
They're trying to make, but basically, what it they are in low Earth orbit, right? So they're not far away from the Earth, and you're just seeing a small Earth. No, they have a window. They're close to it, the Earth, and they just put a piece of paper over the window. They gonna mess up. It's a part where they telling the guy to speak, where because they had to compensate. They wanted to create a delay, so you can hear a guy say something, and he was like, "Speak," and then you'll hear the astronaut start talking.
Clear behind-the-scenes audio of conversations discussing the techniques used to achieve a disingenuous picture depicting the Earth at a distance, in order to falsely demonstrate their far journey from it and their ability to survive passing through the Van Allen radiation belts. It cannot be misconstrued that this staging was done for some other reason.
How do you get through the Van Allen radiation belts in the 60s, but you can't get through them in 2023? Somebody let me know that in the chat. Do a Google search. Let me know, because I haven't found it yet.
Prior to the mission, for the reel itself is slated and dated July 18th, 19th, and 20th, 1969, the very days of the mission when they were said to be approaching and achieving lunar orbit. Furthermore, it is apparent they are in genuine zero gravity aboard the actual spacecraft, necessary to convince the mass media of their authenticity.
And knowing what we know now, we can create that at you can create that at Disney World. Knowing what we know now, you can create a zero gravity place. This doesn't mean shit. Knowing what we know now, they simulate this on Earth all the time. I'm just saying, man, it's blowing my mind. Smash the like button on the way into the room. We got a lot of votes on the survey. I need to get those likes up. Let me know y'all rocking with this type of content. Let's go.
Not any further than Earth orbit, as you will see. In this never before seen or heard footage, not only is the radio conversation between the astronauts and Houston Control audible, there is a secondary, private conversation taking place between the crew and a third confidential party, prompting the astronauts with what to say, when to speak, and how to effectively manipulate the camera to achieve the desired misleading effect.
They picked a good guy right here to put up there, because
NASA claims that the Houston transmissions were the...
Because they said it was just us talking to the astronauts, but it's a delay, right? But it's a third person you're going to hear tell the astronaut when to talk during the delay. Let me see.
With the behind-the-scenes trickery to respond to a third party who quickly prompts them.
Here we go.
And the oversight is picked up on by the clandestine third party who quickly prompts them with talk. Immediately, Neil Armstrong speaks.
Here we go. Watch this.
Hello, Apollo 11. Houston, Goldstone says that the TV looks great. Over. Okay, Roger. We're
coming in on Earth. Who's the person saying talk? Talk.
Again, the illusion they are attempting to create is the Earth at a distance to demonstrate their far journey from it and their ability to survive passing through the Van Allen radiation belts.
So this is supposed to be the Earth small and far away. It was supposed to be small and far away. Watch what they're gonna do. It's like some paper over the window. Watch this.
Ever broadcast to the public, and these conversations discussing their deception were believed to be private until now.
Now.
Here they discuss that these television transmissions were in fact not broadcast live as everyone believed. They were first screened and edited for playback later.
Look,
Roger, Neil, we just wanted a narrative such that we can, when we get the playback, we can sort of correlate what we're saying. Thank you.
They're talking about the playback. Watch this.
We just wanted a narrative such that we can, when we get the playback, we can sort of correlate what we're saying. Thank you very much.
Here they discuss the fact that they have
I thought this shit was live.
turned out the lights and have blocked out sunlight from entering the spacecraft through the other windows as to not cause any reflected light to fall onto the spacecraft's wall in the foreground.
Okay, very good. Well, we shut out the sun coming in some of the other windows into the spacecraft, so it's looking through the number one window, and there isn't any reflected light.
Are y'all hearing this? They cut off all the lights in the spaceship and closed and blocked off the other windows. This shit is blowing my mind, yo. Blowing my mind. Check this out.
The reason this was done is so that the truth of the matter would not
Why
be
move
revealed.
the paper and cut the light?
It is this. Though the federal government would have you believe that this is a view of Earth from a distance out of the spacecraft's window as it nears the moon, it is not. What they have ingeniously done is placed the camera at the back of the spacecraft and centered the lens on a circular window in the foreground, outside of which it is completely filled with the Earth in low orbit. The circumference of the window then appears to be the diameter of the Earth at a distance, with the darkened walls of the spacecraft appearing to be the blackness of space around it. That is why they wanted the interior dark and blocked out the sun from entering through the other windows. Here you can see the extruded window, probably 2 inches thick at the bottom. This is because the Earth shine is coming in at a downward angle.
You can see the window right there. You see the edge of the window right here. Right here at the bottom. But watch this.
It also causes the Earth to appear to be an irregularly shaped circle, for you are seeing the outside of the window at the bottom and the inside of the window at the top, which together form 2 different sized halves of a circle. Subsequently, this take was never used. As they perfected the shot, a crescent-shaped piece of black material was inset slightly into the window to create the illusion of the Earth's terminator line dividing night and day. It is uncannily convincing. During this segment, intended to be edited and played back later for the worldwide television audience, dated July 18, 1969, Neil Armstrong condemns himself as he states that he is 130,000 miles out, or halfway to the moon, as the NASA flight log also states on this date.
But look what he's going to do with the paper, yo. Come on, let's get to it. Here we go.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11. Calling in from about 130,000 miles out.
Here, during another segment, also intended to air after review, Neil Armstrong falsely explains to the viewers how the shot is attained by putting the camera's lens to the window's glass, as it would have to be if they were the claimed distance away from the Earth.
We only have one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera.
Okay, so you heard him say that, right?
If the window was completely filled up with a TV camera, as he stated, then an astronaut's arm would not be able to get between the camera and the window.
So if he's all the way to the window, what's about to come across this camera?
Window, as it obviously does here in this outtake.
What's that?
North America becomes invisible just off.
What's going on here? He said it's all the way to the window. I thought we was looking at the Earth.
Obviously does here in this outtake.
North America becomes invisible just off beyond the Terminator or inside the shadow.
My mind.
You can also notice how the astronaut operating the camera reacted to the mistake by attempting to pan away from it.
Blue gas, big white bands of major cloud formation across the Earth.
This is a segment that they believed wasn't even being recorded, much less suitable for broadcast, for the lens was being zoomed out and the scene was being changed to that of an interior of the astronauts at work. And apparently the stop button popped back up on the recorder without notice.
Now look, I thought we
Here is the diffused work light that they used to see camera controls, but not throw light onto the spacecraft's wall. Here they remove part of the crescent insert.
What's going on here? I thought we had the camera all the way to the wall. What is going on here? What's this other light? What's going on with it? What happened to the moon? What they doing? They putting a little insert back in for the crescent to make it look like night and day. Let's get it right. There, you slide it right there. Perfect.
Finally, the iris is opened up and you can see the real location of the camera and the very bright and near Earth out the window.
Oh!
And you can see the real location of the camera and the very bright and near Earth out the window.
And Earth is right there.
Here is the slate.
That's where they really at, and that's where Earth is at.
Date for the 19th of July. And the same shot of trickery on the 19th of July. and then the 20th, and the same misleading shot on the 20th. Later that evening, they were said to be walking on the moon. How can this be when they were in Earth orbit only 9 hours earlier, and the moon is some 3 days' journey away? Furthermore, if they genuinely went to the moon, why would they be faking any part of it?
What is going on here?
Why this trickery with the window?
What happened with the? I thought we was. So are we out? Are we looking at the Earth, or y'all pointed at the window?
Moon. Why would they be faking any part?
What's going on here?
Why this trickery with the window? By faking being halfway to the moon, it becomes apparent that they did so because they could not even go halfway. It thus confirms that the stumbling block to their success was the lethal radiation of the Van Allen radiation belts. Since the same equipment was used on the subsequent missions in the 40 months that followed.
14 months.
None of them could have gone to the moon.
14 months. They just kept going back to the stove like they forgot some shit. I don't know, man. 404-692-1766. 404-692-1766. Shit blowing my mind. This is blowing my mind. Okay.
They only did the second manned mission to the moon at staging them. When some TV viewers of the second manned mission to the moon telephoned the networks complaining that reruns of I Love Lucy were being interrupted, it became clear that for the taxpayers, once was enough. But it wasn't enough for the government and contractors. Billions of dollars of pure profit went with each return. How coincidental that the following mission would have the element of life and death jeopardy. Apollo 13. Now the public would take going to the moon more seriously and be reconnected with the drama. We now realize that perhaps the reason Neil Armstrong has never given an on-camera interview is because he doesn't want to lie anymore.
Listen to this speech where he says this reveal one of truth's hidden layers.
Today we have with us a group of students among America's best. To you, we say we have only completed a beginning.
You only completed the beginning. You went to the moon, and ain't nobody else did it. But y'all group back there in the Nixon era.
We leave you much that is undone.
What is undone? You walked on the moon. Okay.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Great ideas undiscovered.
Breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers.
Remove one of truth's protected layers.
There are great ideas undiscovered. Breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers.
He is that layer.
Wow. All right. Shit blew my mind, man. Shit blew my mind.
Government, then it is not worthy to stand, and its betterment would inevitably follow. Clear conscience before that hour.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So that's where we at with it, man. This shit is blowing my mind, bro. Blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. Let me see. Let me see if I got this clip. I thought I did. Here we go. Watch this. This is my. Let me share my screen. Check this out, yo. And then we'll open it back up to everybody. Shit is blowing my mind.
After the International Space Station, once its mission is over, how do we ensure the presence of humans in space?
Plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
What comes after the International Space Station once its mission is over?
Hold up. Now he said we're building these components. Hold up. He said we only can fly in Earth orbit right now. Why can we only fly in Earth orbit? I thought we went to the moon. Let's hear this one more time.
How do we ensure the presence of humans in space?
Plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit.
He said we can only fly in Earth orbit. Come on now. This is the astronaut saying this. Top dog over there too.
That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that
he's in space right now while he's talking. You can tell. Right. All right.
We're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to.
The moon, Mars, asteroids. It's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building. Hold up. Shouldn't say the moon. Should leave moon out of it because we already been there, right?
And we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
What comes after?
All right. Phone lines open. Go ahead, Calico. You still there? Okay, he might have fell asleep. My bad. I ran him off. Or maybe he's doing something. All right. Just curious. My man said the earth is flat and dinosaurs weren't real. Take the red pill, Mark. HOD. Can you explain those Van Allen radiation belts? That's all I want to know. Pull up, drop a link, and let me know. Let me see. I found this one thing. I thought this was interesting too. Here we go. I find this Bart sibrel. Let me see. I got something for you. HOD. My man was like, they asked my man, how did y'all get through? He's like, batteries. Let me see. Is this the one?
Hello, my name is Gene.
Is this the one where revelatory book movement, the true story of filmmaker on the CIA hit list, boom, boom, boom. Cyrus Eugene Akers detailed information. Which one is this? Oh no. Let's see.
That thing. Project Slam Dunk was the name of this. To hide the purple wells.
Oh man, I got one for y'all. Is this it?
Like some FBI, CIA verified some of the people on the list were there.
Okay, this is a different thing. It's the same thing, but I don't want to play that one. I'll just put that. I'll put a link for some of this stuff in the description too, on the backup channel if you want to check it out. Where we at? I'm gonna find this. But yeah, man, I'm gonna try to find it. How did we get? I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna try to play the devil's advocate. I'm gonna try to find out how did we get through the Van Allen radiation belts. Okay, boom. Can we get through them? We find this. Creative Commons, boom. All right, here we go.
Poles of satellites and short-circuit sensitive electronics.
Yeah, see, people be think I just be talking crazy, son. Niggas just be thinking I be talking, son. I be looking this up, and I look at multiple sources. I'm not speculating. I have the information.
I'm not speculating.
Sure.
I have the information. I'm not speculating.
All right, so HOD, what's up, man? Can you explain these Van Allen radiation belts?
Yeah, they're there. They're atomic particles that the magnetic field that we have on the Earth traps. And do we get through them? Yes, we do.
How?
There's a specific reason why we travel at 18,000 miles an hour minimum when we're going out into space, or 25,000 kilometers per hour. It takes about 58 minutes to get through them, through the Van Allen belts. So at that speed and velocity, going through them with extra protection that we also do have on the ships, it reduces the amount of radiation that the astronauts will attain. So it's within a level that is not toxic and unhealthy. So it's within the parameters of what this. But do they still get red? They do. I believe it's something like 11 point something. I forgot what the number is, but yeah, I mean, do we avoid it? No, we just travel fast enough, and we're protected enough that the astronauts are not at a level where it's going to cause them harm.
Why are we the only country that can do it, and we only did it back when Nixon was president? We ain't done it since. Go through the Van Allen radiation belts, go to the moon. Even if you ain't going to the moon, just going outside of low Earth orbit. Nobody does it. Not China, not.
Well, no, China already landed on the backside of the moon recently.
They haven't sent a man over there, bro.
Well, but they landed back there.
No, hold up. Sending equipment and sending stuff has never been the problem. Sending humans through these belts is the problem. Why?
No, it's not. It's not that it's or maybe it is a problem that it's maybe too much toxic. After 30 years, we're finding out that it's a long-term, detrimental health thing. Could that be? Yeah, but is it impossible? No.
Who was the person that had long-term detrimental health from going to
I'm just saying, if they've ended up finding out that it is detrimental, maybe that's why. I'm open to discussion with you, but
nobody has said that though, is what I'm saying. You just kind of made that
up.
Nobody
said what you said.
I can play a video for you. I'm telling you, that's what's out there.
That video from 1970 or whatever it is.
It's a lot of videos that's out there. That video I played in from the 70s. And it's a lot of videos out there now. This is a new video. I can play this for you.
Mark, in 1969, it would be 1,000 times much more impossible to hoax this than to actually put a man on the moon.
That's a different argument, though. Sir.
No, it's not an argument. That's just fact.
I disagree with you.
We did not have the technology that we have today. Now, today, yeah, I can see we could do that today. But if you're going to use today's logic and what most Generation Zs that are listening to, that they were born with a phone, not in my generation. You know what I mean? So what's common knowledge today was not back then.
That's what I'm saying. You're making my point.
My point is that they were not going to be able to do that.
And then it is now.
It was impossible to hoax it back then than it is to do that today.
Why you say that? They killed the president in broad daylight in the middle of a parade on Sunday.
Yeah, so what? They killed Abraham Lincoln in 18. And what are you talking about?
I'm talking about
moving the goalposts, bro.
I'm talking about what they did in the 60s, bro.
So, and they did that 100 years before that. They killed the president and his leaders. So what?
Okay. Ain't nothing impossible, bro. They killed this nigga on camera in broad daylight. Abraham Lincoln wasn't killed on camera, HLD. You moving the goalpost. You talking about the 60s. I give you
Mark. This is what I'm gonna give you that I know that is a fact.
The 1800s.
Mark, this is what I'm gonna give you about NASA back in the day.
That shit. You trying to move the goalposts? Because I just want to know, why hasn't any other country brought a man through the Van Allen radiation belts? And if we can do it in the 60s,
because we are the fucking United States.
Here we go. And if we can do it in the 60s, why can't we do it in 2023?
For what reason?
What you mean? For what reason?
Exactly. That's for what reason?
No, that's a different question. I'm asking you, why can't we do it?
Who says that we can't? The only thing that we can't do right now is because you can't stop interrupting me.
I just played the clip of the astronaut.
That's what and you're taking it out of context. Aren't we using new skyrockets now to get to space? Aren't we testing new shit because we're not using the space shuttle anymore? Aren't we doing new things, and we're now in the new stage because didn't NASA stop for a while? So we're back at it, and so we're doing it with new technology. So yeah, at this current time, we're not there because we're starting to test out new technology. So that's where we're at.
So your new technology is worse than your old technology that got you there?
We discontinued it, did we not? Are we still using those Apollo stuff? Are we using the space shuttle?
Absolutely not.
All right, so then
they say they don't even have the blueprints for that shit no more. They don't have it.
No, but we're not using that stuff anymore, man. I mean, we're not gonna be using 1970 technology.
All I'm saying is, if it worked, why are you using stuff?
It worked for what it was, for what it did, but that's about it. It's not sustainable. I mean, come on, man. You still want to drive a 1969 Cadillac?
I want a car. I don't want to have to start back walking and going back horse and buggy.
No,
we went back to horse and buggy.
This is what I'm going to give you, where a lot of this conspiracy does come about.
You took the car all the way apart, bro, and lost the blueprints. You have zero car now. You don't.
Who says we lost what blueprint, man?
Bro, we don't have the. Okay.
Mark, what NASA did in the 70s, and what they did, and they did a lot of fuckery with the publicity, is when they did not have stuff that to show about, they used stuff that they shouldn't have, with some overzealous publicists trying to get their name out, and they used like training pictures, blacking out shit and stuff like that, just to put it out there. And that's true. They did do shit like that. And
so
but
faked half of it.
How's that?
Sound like you said they faked half of it, like they faked the pictures and all of that.
No, what I'm saying is you had publicists who would be spreading out to newspapers and shit, giving stuff out that, because we didn't have a million pictures of being out there. That's not how it was. But because it was the hottest topic news, and you want to get your name out, and your name in every fucking article out there, picture provided by who, they would do shit like that. I mean, it's like, people do fuckery.
Okay.
But I it's absolutely real. It happened.
Why is it so hard to believe? Why is it so hard to believe that they could or would fake it?
Because again, the main thing is they didn't have the technology that we have nowadays to have done that back in 1969.
They did.
No, they did not. Not to do this. Did
you see the quality of the camera that they have? You have like Dolby HD. That shit won't crisp 4K.
No, Mark. They didn't have the technology to do any of the CGI shit that we could do nowadays.
That shit was not like
we didn't even have video call, Mark.
I don't even get your point of video call. What it had to do with
we didn't have the technology.
The people did what you saw on TV. You know what you saw on TV, right? Was not a direct feed.
Okay.
That was TV news cameras pointed at a projector. So you know how you go to the movie and you can point your camera at a screen? Like that's what we saw as the American public. That's all we have. It's a camera pointing at a screen that's a black and white grainy image in a time where they had color TV.
Okay. That's what it was. I still don't understand what's your point.
Okay.
I mean, that's I explained to you how we get through the belt.
And I'm telling you, what you saw was a low quality image pointed at a projector of a screen.
What wasn't low quality in 1969?
Bro, they had color TV in 1969, bro.
You want to use that color TV nowadays to see how good quality
did you
is?
See how grainy that image is? And how bad the poor quality of the image. There's no quality image that you've seen because it's not out there. It's all poor quality images of that happening. We can agree to that, right?
Well, yeah, and understandably so.
And we can also show that it's clear pictures of Nixon in color, waving bye to everybody on the helicopter, right? Like we know color TV was around, right?
Right.
Okay.
Did you look into how radiation going through anything may affect things in space, and maybe that's why it's black and white?
No, the astronauts had color cameras with them inside, so they had cameras. They had color cameras.
Well, I'm still waiting for the smoking gun of anything that this is fake. I don't see it.
So what?
I don't see any smoking gun that says this was a
Van Allen radiation belts, man.
No, I already explained that. I mean, that's
you explained it good enough for you. That shit didn't make no sense to me because I'm asking, like, How did the other country? Why can't no other country get through it?
Mark, are you comparing these other countries of the world to the United States and what we can do?
China's a motherfucker, bro.
No, China ain't shit.
We use a lot of
China. All they do is copycat us. They not innovative. China hasn't invented shit since the firecracker.
Okay.
So no, we are the United States, and we put all our marbles in one basket at the time to get this done. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's your. I mean, yeah, is there ways to narrate this like this lady did in that video? There are a lot of explanations. The parallel of the lighting and everything else, reflective lighting from off the ship, to do these specific hard, sharp lines that they're trying to say. Yeah, you would need specific type of, laser quality lighting. We didn't have that shit back then.
You ever heard this one conspiracy theory that Stanley Kubrick was involved?
No, Mark.
You never heard this one?
No, go ahead.
Oh, this was a good one. Stanley Kubrick. Now back then, let me see the Stanley Kubrick. Let me see if I can find this on YouTube. You're gonna love this. It's a Stanley Kubrick film, right? And they said it was all kind of hidden gems that he was telling people that he did the moon landing, and like it was something about they gave him a lens, a camera lens, like when he shot a movie, like NASA gave him a lens. Why would NASA just let him get a certain camera lens that he wanted? Out of all the people in the world, they let him use their lens.
The United States gave fake moon rocks to other countries, saying it was from the moon.
Why would they do that?
Because it's good publicity.
No, that's terrible to give away a fake moon rock.
They didn't find out till almost 50 years later.
But that's terrible, though.
But it was good at the time. Who cares now? That's the way they see it.
But why, HOD? You just admitted that the government lied and did something.
We had ambassadors that would do shit like that because it makes them look good. People do things to make themselves look good.
But look, it makes you look bad if we find out you gave us some fake shit.
Yeah, it does. Once they did, but what? 50 years later, the person who gave it away they smoked up the goodies from it.
But the country is still there. Yeah. The Shining. He had a message in The Shining with the carpet. Let me see. I got this Joe Rogan clip. This ain't the one, but y'all got to look up these Van Allen radiation belts. And
I did. I'm not the first time into this topic.
To my audience, my brother. I got audience. Yeah. I say y'all. I didn't say HOD. Y'all look into this. And y'all come up with your own opinion. You'll start asking why haven't we been back? Why did we go to the moon so much? And then like that, we just stopped going. So it's an interesting conversation. Let me play this clip though. It's one conspiracy theory out there that Stanley Kubrick was involved in the moon landing. I'm gonna play this clip right here from Joe Rogan, but this is not the one I was looking for. But I don't even know what this one is, but this is gonna be interesting because I see moon landing.
She had trauma from it. To this day, she talks about the trauma she had in that movie.
I was reading a story, an interview with her. Like she kind of vanished.
Yeah.
And then they were interviewing her, and she sounded insane.
Yeah. I think it pushed her over the edge.
Out of like weird hidden meaning into all of his movies.
Oh yeah,
like,
here we go.
A thing was never just a thing. Like there's a big crazy conspiracy about The Shining that inside of it is all sorts of information that it relates to the moon landing.
Yeah,
you know
like the room in the hotel. It was room 127. And the moon is 127,000 miles from the Earth or something.
No, it's like 237.
Whatever it was.
The moon is like 200. I think it's room 237, right? Yeah, 237.
So yeah, it's all these little things. The little kid with the Apollo shirt. All right,
237 and 265,000 miles away.
Well, and they say that he directed the fake movie about the fake moon landing.
That's what it is, HOD. That's what they say. They say he did the fake one because he had did a movie about space or something before the moon landings came out, and it was like, shit, we need to fake it. Let's hire him. You never heard this before? Stanley Kubrick was the director of the moon landing shit.
I don't. I can't say that I recall hearing anything of it, but
yeah. Okay.
Or The Shining and whatnot. I never heard of that.
His movie was in 1968. He did a movie called 2001: Space Odyssey.
Oh yeah. No, I know that.
And in that movie, they basically he came up with all of that, and it was like people was like NASA looked at it and was like, "Yo, this is the guy we need to get. Yo, we need to get him to help us direct this thing." Let me see if they got
in here. But this movie's supposed to be in the middle of the jungle. Yeah, well, it's right here. Here's the jungle. Fuck off.
Right. Damn.
He did some wild ass fucking movies.
Yeah,
though, man.
he did.
2001. The conspiracy theory about him directing the moon landing was that he was doing it at the same time he was doing 2001. So because he was faking this space movie, 2001: A Space Odyssey, that they used him to fake the moon landing footage. And there's a fake documentary, not a real documentary, but a fake, like a mockumentary, where he's admitting and people are talking about. Have you seen that one?
No, but that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, dude, you didn't even know there's an actual real interview with him where he admits that he faked the moon landing. But it's not.
Yeah,
it's fake. But it's.
Were you ever on the in the camp of the?
All right, so boom.
So there, it was a parody.
No. They talking about something totally different. HOD. It was a fake confession out there. This was years later. They're not talking about the same thing. No, it was a fake Stanley Kubrick who did somebody did something fake. That's something totally different. Not what we're talking about here.
Okay.
Totally different. It was that guy came out. He's an actor. It wasn't Stanley Kubrick, but people thought it was Stanley Kubrick. But that's not. I never thought that was him. And it was like low lighting. His face was really shadowed, and it was real fake. Let me see. Stanley Kubrick.
Hey, Mark.
What's up?
You saw how Star Trek was back in the day, right? You how real did that shit look?
They didn't have the budget of this moon landing.
It was the #1 show. What are you talking about?
Bro, you don't have $1 billion budget or $9 billion in our time, bro. Their budget wasn't like that. Come on, bro. Stop it. Get off the gas.
Technology was not there for what we're trying to prove here.
Definitely was, bro. Definitely was. Especially if you got the money.
I don't know.
Stanley Kubrick did 2001: Space Odyssey. How real was that looking?
Have you seen it lately?
It looked like this damn moon landing shit. To me.
Are you using the footage from the one what you just saw, or we're actually using what was released and what we did that day?
You want to see the actual moon landing footage, bro?
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking you. Is
moon landing footage original? Talking about based off what I saw, bro. The shit looked like it could be. I ain't on the gas, bro.
Hey, Mark, what was accomplished by getting on the moon? Having a man get on the moon?
Oh, you was late as hell to the show. You late as hell. I done did all of that already. That was my.
No, but I'm just saying. But I'm asking. There's new people out that weren't on the show at the beginning, like me.
Space race with Russia going on at that time.
Right.
Russia was eclipsing America, and people were scared. The envy turned to fear. They're thinking that hey, maybe they'll drop a bomb on us. So you wanted to appear to be a superpower.
All right. So we got there first. Blah blah blah. Then why didn't we go back again? It's already done. Was there a new purpose for us to go on the moon?
It's a money grab too now. It's money in going to the moon and telling people we're going to the moon. It's money.
No,
they profited. The profit was about $9 billion. But it's like they said in that documentary. Second time, I'll never forget. Like it's a whole. If you watch this I Love Lucy movie, it's a movie about them, and people were calling in complaining because the moon landing interrupted I Love Lucy. It's a part of her documentary and her life too. But yeah, and people was like, yo, people love I Love Lucy more than they cared about the moon landing. What happened that very next mission? Apollo 13. And then now the America has like, bro, why would you fake the Gulf of Tonkin? If it was friendly fire and that happened, HOD, why would you say, okay, they attacked us, now we involved in Vietnam? Why would you fake that?
Like we faked that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. It's a different cause and effect that we're talking about with the amount of money that these defense companies make when there's war.
It's billions of dollars, bro.
There's no money. There outside of the publicity that the United States put a badge on that we were the first people to be on the moon. there's nothing else that there was nothing else, needed from that. There's nothing else up there that now they're thinking maybe now minerals and shit like that, but there's nothing else that was needed. What we got was the technology and the learning of what it is to be in space, which is now why we have all these satellites and everything else in between that's helping out what we got now today.
What? You don't need to go to the moon to do satellites, man. They was already Sputnik. They already had Sputnik.
Sputnik. Mark, the technology that's used.
Yes, bro.
Mark, bro. Going out there, it helped out getting much needed information. It's a lot of data that's collected, and how it is that a man could be in the moon, what it is to be in a different atmosphere, if there is any, what it does to a human body, what it does to when we go through the Van Belt, right? And all these things are things that are, that's data that's collected.
Yeah, I might have to do JFK tomorrow, man. Yeah, man. We might have to stay in this time zone. I disagree with you.
Now the JFK.
No. We saving that for tomorrow. I'm saving.
All right.
Saving that for tomorrow. I got a theory. I'm putting cases on all these motherfuckers, man. And if something happened to me, y'all know who did it. Y'all know who did it, and y'all ain't gonna do shit. They were like, man, I ain't talking about them shows. Martin Nash had a heart attack out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They hit me with the heart attack gun from last night. All right, so HOD is thinks Martin Nash is crazy. He thinks I'm living in cuckoo.
No, I think you're gullible, man. That's all.
I'm gullible. Okay. I'm very gullible. And I would say the same for you, my brother. I would say the same for you because technology don't go backwards, bro. Technology only goes forward. It only goes forward. All the technology from the 60s has gotten better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we should have been back at the moon.
For what?
For whatever reason. Why we trying to go there now then? By your logic, the same reason we trying to go there now in 2023.
Because our new directive is that we want to know how we can establish ourselves to live on a different planet.
That's not a planet though. The moon ain't.
But that's what the purpose is to see how it is to live off on outside of the Earth.
The moon don't have no water, and they know that already.
We know that, but that's not the point.
Live without water. You can't.
Do you think Mars has got water for us to start drinking?
Bro, we can't live without water.
We know that.
So why are we talking about living on other planets and talking about the moon?
Because it's baby steps, Mark. It's baby steps.
What? This nigga's crazy.
It's baby steps. You don't just we're just gonna go to Mars. No, and what the purpose is to see if we can be able to save ourselves from another catastrophic event where this planet has been through many other times before, getting hit by comets and asteroids and shit. So the purpose, we're the first species that we at least know of that may be able to save ourselves from a catastrophic event where the world comes to an end as we know it.
HOD.
So that's the purpose of it.
How many people on Earth, bro?
What, 6 billion? I think it is.
You think they taking 6 billion motherfuckers off here?
No, man, they're gonna take. They're of course they're not. They're gonna take whatever is possible if they can.
You think they're gonna take 50,000? How many people you think they're gonna take?
Hey, I don't know. Right now, in the next.
So what's your give me some round number. Give the people.
Hey, you start now with 5 people. Who knows what happens in 200 years? Can we take 5,000? Can we take 10,000?
So you talking about a bunch of incest motherfuckers?
Hey, what you think? What you think right now? We all are, man. Aren't we all from one blood? Aren't we all from one thing? Or are we all different species?
HOD, what I'm trying to tell you is what you was describing with that catastrophic event getting hit by a comet. That's a whole different test that they're trying now. That's them shooting off a rocket, seeing if that rocket can hit this meteor.
No, I'm talking about saving ourselves off this planet.
Let me speak this part. They doing that as far as saving us from a comet. They doing that a different way. It's not sending people to the moon. And then, like I said, even by that logic, if that's what they thinking about doing now, why they ain't been doing it since 1969? Why did we just stop? Like, we don't think we're gonna die anymore. We don't think.
Maybe they know something that we don't know. That there's something out there that's headed our way. We don't know.
Speculating.
That's not speculating. The astral belt is ever constantly moving and crashing amongst each other. We never know when we're gonna have a fucking asteroid hit this planet.
Okay.
I think we're only covering. I think if that maybe I think this is less than 3% of the space out there. So we don't know what may be coming as we speak. But is it if it's gonna happen? No, it's gonna happen. We just don't know when, and that's a fact.
Okay.
Just look at the moon. You'll see all the craters. You can see it clearly.
So those craters are what? Mean what?
Mean that a lot of asteroids have come our way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's what extinct a lot of I believe that, and some of the other stuff that we have. There is a lot of history amnesia of man that's been erased of other civilizations because of catastrophic events. So I do believe in that.
Okay. And you said we're going to the moon to practice. I'm going to other planets. Those are the baby steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we took those steps in the late 60s, early 70s, and said
we didn't colonize the moon, Mark.
Right. We just went up there to see what was cracking.
What was cracking? Beat Russia to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
Well, why haven't we ever been to that far side of the moon, like the dark side of the moon?
Well, we only been to the first side, so why we're like I said, we haven't been there back, have we?
Yeah, we've been a couple times. We didn't just go one time, HOD.
You were right now arguing why haven't we gone back?
No, I'm asking I was saying why we haven't been back since Nixon was in office. Like all this shit happened under a disgraced president, ironically, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was good publicity for him too, right?
Absolutely. It was great publicity for him. But I'm like, why haven't? So no other president want good publicity?
Mark, once you kind of do something, it's like, all right, it's not a big deal. Look how it is right now. Who the fuck cares when very few and far between people like Reggie and I myself who are interested to know when the Artemis was going to take off. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal anymore. It's just not. We don't hold and back in the day, pilots pilots and stewardess and all this, they used to be held in high regards, man. Nobody that's not the way it is nowadays. I grew up watching, we're gonna see this, the launch, and it was a big event, nationwide, worldwide. Now, it's not a big deal. But we have reaped a lot of a lot of good from it. But that's all I got, Mark.
Okay.
I'll be tagging tomorrow with the the JFK.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
That it gives more. There's more credence for me in that story of the who and the whys, because there's a lot of motives that can be thrown around by different groups, and so I could see there's more credence in that, but sometimes the most simplest explanation of anything is usually the correct one. And we as human beings, we also overanalyze things and can easily be dissuaded into thinking other things are. But how true it is, how realistic is it? That's what you need to really think about.
All right.
But that's all I got, Mark, man. I'll be tagging in mañana, man.
My brother, appreciate it.
Hey, man, peace out. Everybody, hit that like button, damn it. This man is working up here.
I know that's
subscribe. Fuck.
Oh, HLD.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit you up real quick. I'm gonna hit you up after this.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right.
All right, man. That was a good one, man. This was a good one, man. Calico fell asleep on me, man. Damn. At least he had his mic muted. Most people fall asleep. They be up here snoring. All right, this was a good one, man. I really enjoyed this one. If you want to check the backup, check this playback, go to the backup channel. It's gonna be up there. I'm gonna have to delete this off the main channel. I ain't trying to get banged up out here. Just go to Mark Nash Live. It'll be on Mark Nash Live, and y'all can check it out over there. That's it for me, man. Somebody said HLD should stick to boxing. HLD brought up the moon when he was like, "We're taking baby steps to go to other planet. We're gonna save the world. We're gonna bring us with us, man. We're gonna start war in another country. I mean, a whole nother planet. These motherfuckers can't figure out on Earth right. You think they're gonna figure out how to fight in another? I don't know, bro. Yeah, I said, man, maybe we'll have world peace finally when the aliens come, right? But that's it, man. This was a good one. He said, good my ass. No, this was a great show. I enjoyed it. Comedian Miss Lip said she's gonna get her a spaceship on 22s when she get her reparation money. Food Revolution said, I remember living in LA hearing the sonic boom that was in Florida. She said, I remember living in LA hearing the sonic boom that was in Florida. I believe we thought was a earthquake. Yeah, those sonic booms be loud. Somebody said HLD is so gullible. It's sad. Yeah, he said I'm gullible. He said I fell for everything. HLD dick sucking ass bit either. What y'all talking about? He said not the show. He said great show, bro. All right. Mike James said it's not a big deal because people don't believe the bullshit no more. Some people still believe everything they've been told. But yeah, I just think it's a lot of false flags. I said I want to do a false flag show too. Talk about a lot of false flags that were things that back then people told you were crazy. You're insane. The government didn't do that. You guys are conspiracy theories, blah, blah, blah. Years later, it comes out, you were right. But all those people are dead and gone. No different from how HLD was talking about with the moon rock. My man was like, fuck it, give him a moon rock. Give him a fake moon rock. Don't give her our good shit. Give him some petrified wood. By the time they figure it out, everybody be dead. Fuck them. I was like, bruh. I ain't rocking with that one, HLD. I ain't rocking with that one. Giving out fake moon rocks. The government controls the weather in my book. Yeah, I heard about that heart thing. People was talking about that. She said, read behind of a pale horse. Okay. Let's see, Food Revolution. He said that's the same fish off the hook. All right. I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your energy. I really enjoyed this one. He said Mafia hit on JFK. We're going to talk about it. That's a theory. It's a lot of theories. We're going to go through a lot of them tomorrow. And with that said, man, let me just do a neighbors only roll call, and that'll be it. Shout out to my guy D Calico. Thanks for pulling up. Really appreciate you. Added some good content. Some good conversation to the content tonight before you fell asleep. Check out D Calico. Also, I think his channel is called Shadow Band, so check him out. All right. And with that said, let me do a neighbors only roll call and I can land this plane. Again, as soon as I end this shit, I'm deleting it from the channel. So if you want to check the playback, go to my backup channel, Mark Nash Live. Mark Nash Live, spelled just how you see it on the screen. All right. MARQ. Same channel. How you see it right now. Just put live at the end. All right. All right, let's do this neighbors only roll call. Let's land this plane. This was fun. And like I said, man, without the neighbors, the show wouldn't be the show at this level. So I appreciate you all. I started to make this whole series a members only type thing, but I'm glad I opened it up to everybody. C. Jones, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for supporting the show. What up, though?
What up?
Sweaty Teddy.
What up?
That guy Eclipse 330.
What up?
KP from KC5.
What up?
Adam Kelly.
What up?
KP.
What up?
T.
What up?
Matt Wade.
What up?
Kevin Brower.
What up?
Budo.
What up?
Juan Davila.
What up?
DJ.
What up?
Karma Serene.
What up?
Kansas City Matt.
What up?
Ill Status Boxing.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What up?
Tank the Sweet Science Examiner.
What up?
Beyond and Above Media.
What up?
Pittsburgh T.
What up?
Wani Poxy Magic.
What up?
SF City Slicker.
What up?
I Know Boxing.
What up?
Stephen Bateman in Australia.
What up?
Deuce Times.
What up?
Boxing Lounge.
What up?
It's Mex.
What up?
Mike from Boston.
What up?
Rider of the Storm.
What up?
Here to there.
What up?
Miss Queen Sunkiss, Taylor Bell, Maddie Yoel, C. Jones 0224, Cliff Bailey, Con Shonery, Lisa Bells, Cooking with the Champ, on the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr., True Media Today, USA Boxing. That's my guy, Coach Malachi Williams, HLDZ, Joe Gullible Ass.
What up, gangsta?
Stop believing everything them folks tell you. I'm joking. Believe whatever you believe, my brother. And I appreciate you supporting the show. Cooking with Sir Senior, Brandon Washington, Born Supreme, Lady Shan Dundum Season, aka my London UK girl.
What up, gangsta?
Dub Right Side, D Bevel the Champ, and of course the big fish himself, my good brother Derek Lincoln.
What up, gangsta?
Hey man, respect is free. Disrespect gonna cost you everything, man. Your family, your finances, your freedom, most importantly, your life. So let's show love to each other. Let's show each other respect, and it will be reciprocated. Hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast of Breaking Beats. You already know what we do. We break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and now moon landings. All right. It's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly because life is serious enough. I'll see y'all on the next one. Always remember, dreams require sleep, goals require effort, and you can go to the description block and get you one of these t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs. We got a lot of different pieces out there. Support this show and get you some cool merch at the same time. All right. With that said, at the end of the day, sometimes we're gonna argue on this show. Sometimes we're gonna agree, but one thing's for certain and two things for sure, homeboy. Never forget this.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Drive, motherfucker.
This that squad sound.
Subscribe. I don't care how many subscribers he has. Support him. So he made all this possible. He made this possible.
Nah, Dr. Mark, God made this possible. God made it possible. And so the viewers, just like you. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Make sure you got that notification bell hit so you can be the first to get the content when we go live. All right? Peace.